Some places were never meant to be found again. Hidden deep in forests, buried beneath cities, or left to rot in absolute silence, these forgotten locations hold histories darker than midnight itself. Each one whispers stories of madness, suffering, and mystery. But number 1 might just change the way you look at the world around you. This is the Top 7s, and tonight we're counting down the top 7 abandoned places with dark histories you never heard of. Abandoned places are more than broken walls and empty corridors. They're time capsules of fear, greed, and sorrow. From ghost towns swallowed by nature to institutions where unspeakable things happened behind locked doors, these places prove the past never truly dies. Stay until the end, because the final location hides a secret that was never meant to be uncovered. Number 7. The Hellingly Asylum, England. We begin our journey in the misty countryside of East Sussex, where the Hellingly Asylum still stands like a monument to forgotten minds. Built in 1903, it was once praised as a modern psychiatric marvel. But inside, patients complained that the walls whispered to them, that voices echoed in their rooms even when nurses weren't there. As the decades passed, strange tales piled up. Patients disappearing from locked rooms, doors opening on their own, and staff refusing to work certain night shifts. When the asylum finally closed its doors in 1994, locals insisted they still saw lights flickering in the windows long after the power was cut. Today, the building is silent, but explorers say the silence feels alive, like the asylum listens and waits. If this unsettles you, number 6 is even worse. Number 6. Hashima Island, Japan. Off the coast of Nagasaki lies Hashima Island, a concrete fortress rising out of the ocean. In the 1950s, it became one of the most densely populated places on Earth. Thousands of workers packed into crumbling towers above deadly coal mines. But beneath the island's prosperity was a nightmare. Forced labor, brutal conditions, children working in dangerous shafts, and countless unrecorded deaths made it feel less like a community and more like a floating prison. When the coal ran out, everyone left. The sea reclaimed the island, leaving behind empty apartments, collapsing rooftops, and long hallways haunted by silence. Visitors say the wind on Hashima sounds like distant machinery, even though no engine has run there in decades. But if Hashima is chilling, our next location hides its darkness below the earth. Number 5. The Paris Catacombs, France. Beneath the romantic streets of Paris lies a kingdom of the dead, the Catacombs, holding the remains of over 6 million people. Originally limestone quarries, these tunnels became mass graves when city cemeteries overflowed in the 18th century. But not everyone who went inside came out. Urban explorers tell unsettling stories. Sudden cold gusts appearing in sealed corridors. Strange chanting echoing in the distance. Voices calling their names. And shadows that move without light. In 2004, police stumbled upon a fully equipped underground cinema. Electricity, a bar, a restaurant, rows of seats, deep inside forbidden tunnels. Days later, when investigators returned, everything was gone. If the dead can host the living, what happens when the living go missing? Number 4 shows what a disaster can leave behind. Number 4. Pripyat, Ukraine. On April 26, 1986, the Chernobyl reactor exploded, transforming the thriving city of Pripyat into a radioactive ghost town in a single night. Schools still have lessons written on chalkboards. A Ferris wheel waits for children who will never return. Stuffed toys sit on dusty floors exactly where they were left. Radiation has decreased, but the atmosphere still feels heavy, as if the city remembers. Visitors report hearing echoes of laughter near the amusement park. Others claim they've seen shadows move across windows of buildings that haven't been touched in 35 years. But the next place wasn't destroyed by science. Its darkness came from deep underground. Number 3. Centralia, Pennsylvania, USA. In 1962, a fire ignited inside a coal vein beneath Centralia, and it has been burning ever since. Toxic smoke leaks from cracks in the ground. Streets buckle. Trees die from the heat rising beneath them. The government evacuated nearly everyone, but a handful of residents refused to leave. They live surrounded by poisonous air, silent streets, and the constant hum of fire far below their feet. Some people say the blaze was a tragic accident. Others whisper it was punishment for something buried underneath the town long before the flames started. But if Centralia burns from below, number 2 was cursed by the desert itself. Number 2. Humberstone and Santa Laura, Chile. Deep in the Atacama Desert lie 2 abandoned nitrate towns, Humberstone and Santa Laura. Once prosperous, they turned to dust nearly overnight when the nitrate industry collapsed. But the desert preserves everything it swallows. Visitors claim to see children playing in the empty schoolyard, footsteps in abandoned factories, faces in the windows of buildings that should have no life inside them. Even though the towns are UNESCO heritage sites now, locals avoid them after sunset. They say the wind here doesn't just blow, it speaks. And now we arrive at the number 1 abandoned place, one with a history darker than all the rest. Number 1, the Beelitz-Heilstätten Hospital, Germany. Deep in the forests near Berlin is a massive 60-building medical complex, Beelitz-Heilstätten. Built in the late 1800s, it treated soldiers during both world wars, including a young Adolf Hitler recovering from injury. Later, it became a Soviet military hospital. Rumors spread of secret experiments, missing patients, and rooms that were sealed overnight and never reopened. When the Soviets left in the 1990s, the hospital was abandoned almost instantly. Explorers who enter today describe surgical tools still laid neatly on tables, like the doctors plan to return. Wheelchairs sit in hallways facing doors that open by themselves. Some visitors say they hear faint breathing in the operating rooms. Others say they didn't hear anything at all because the silence swallowed every sound they made. Beelitz-Heilstätten isn't just abandoned, it feels aware.